wanted to close with a bit of a reflection. So, Ivan, to tap into your point, you know, maybe we came here today with a bit of fear. Maybe we knew that we wanted to instill change. Maybe we just didn't know how. Maybe we didn't know what to expect out of today. But hopefully, after, you know, we've all mingled with one another, we've all heard some really inspiring stories, we can look forward now to, you know, maybe it's not so fearful anymore. You know, maybe we're inspired. Maybe we can connect with people further after today and say, you know, how did you do it? I really liked what you did. I think I want to incorporate that, you know, in my team, in my organization. So if we change to the next slide here, we'll just tap a little bit into what Josie mentioned in the beginning of today. So Josie mentioned that to make culture change happen, of course, we know that we have to have a personal transformation. So it has to come from within. But we know that that's not enough. We know that we do need, you know, a strong foundation from our employer as well as community support. And Josie also tapped into the fact that, you know, culture change requires a supportive physical environment, as well as human resource changes. So looking into changing leadership practices, looking into maybe changing, you know, the team structure with the staffing design, and then maybe incorporating some new language and vocabulary into our policies. So in looking at that, what we wanted to do, and I know you're all really sleepy, but I promise it's not too hard of a task. We provided you with a yellow sheet of paper, which I know we saw some of you diligently filling out. Yes, awesome. So we just wanted to take a couple moments to ask you, we asked you for your top 3 recommendations that most inspired you today. If anybody wanted to share, even if you haven't filled it out formally, if you just wanted to share maybe one of your top ideas, just to kind of close the day on an even more inspiring note, that would be awesome.
I will look at one of my items, and I think it's actually something that Danielle had started with around the permission statement, and that relationships have to be first. And I think just that idea is really hit home with me, and to think about, like, that needs to be, you know, first and foremost for all individuals in an organization, in a home, regardless, and even outside of long-term care, like for all of us, what we need to do. So thank you for that.
One of the things that I think really has to be dealt with very carefully and thoroughly is what steps can be taken to educate family that taking a risk is not always lost.
I loved Cammie's puzzle activity, and I'm going to steal it. I'm just telling her right now, because I thought that was a really good way to think about solving an issue, but that sometimes you don't always have all the answers at hand, and that you have to go elsewhere to look for those answers. And so I loved that puzzle, and Cammie. So before you copyright it, I'm going to steal it.
There was so much that was so awesome, but one of the pieces that I started feeling really uncomfortable during was when we talked about our role in this and our interactions and how we view the people we serve. And I could see myself in some of those well-meaning behaviors. So I think I have a lot more self-reflection to do, you know, tonight over a bottle of wine with Kathy Hugh about, you know, what are some of the things that I'm bringing to the table as well that may be well-meaning but not in the best interest of the people we serve.
All right, thanks. Yeah, it's definitely something to consider over time, and we're all growing, we're all learning, all sharing. So, and again, that's what we wanted to try to bring back today and incorporate in events like this.
What I was so impressed about today is how willing, and at the other culture change exchanges as well, is how willing people are to put their failures out there. Just the courage that is shown at this event is really pretty amazing. And I learn from failure. I've had way too many to talk about. But I've learned from those, and I learned from others' failures, but we have to have the courage to talk about those and how we got to the other side of those failures. And I was struck by that at the last event, and I'm struck by it today. So I guess just on a personal note, I want to thank all of you who have the courage to get up there in a very competitive environment and say, we screwed up and this is how we fixed it.
Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, it's definitely, it's about learning to grow and to fail forward. And, as I like to think about events like this, it's, kind of showcasing ordinary people doing extraordinary things and just, celebrating that, celebrating the learning. There's always going to be something, another opportunity to do even better. So thank you. I'm not sure if a lot of people here or out there online have heard that we have another Walk With Me conference coming up next March 5th and 6th. So if you check out our website, we have a mailing list so that we're getting in touch with people on a monthly basis with updates about it or anything else we're doing with culture change. We have some different webinars and resources planned, as well as coming up with more culture change exchanges. And as well, we're going to be starting a Canadian Culture Change Network. So that's another reason to try to stay in touch with us and why we want to reach out to you all and find out what everybody's up to, get your feedback on that. Maybe having some more regional and online events, not only in this province, but also across Canada. So it would be really wonderful to keep the conversations and learning and sharing going, both in person and online. So be sure to sign up for our e-news for that. Oh, Sharon has a comment. Let's see what she has to say.
Hello, I'm Sharon Clark. I'm the coordinator of the PSW and practical nursing programs for Conestoga College, located one floor below. And this morning, you weren't aware of it, but I was downstairs participating with 43 of my practical nursing students, listening to everything that was going on up here. And as we ended the day, I was thinking we also need to promote the change at my level so that there's no change that has to occur when they graduate. So I know after today I'm actually going to change some of the wording that we use in our curriculum so that it's what they come out knowing rather than having to change. So we need it. There's another group.
Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, and that is definitely something to keep in mind. And one of our aims with the Culture Change Network as well is that we want to build partnerships not only with people in long-term care and retirement and community care, but also people who are out there teaching, people out there who are doing various studies, people who are living in the community. So basically trying to reach just everybody out there who has an interest in trying to make our culture of aging even better.